What's going on over there?
Right over here, but over
Right
there.
over there.
But what you don't understand is over there, Jets, Steve, let's go!
And what you don't understand, and you're about to understand, that's Mark Blanchard over there.
It's true. And let me show you what I'm wearing today.
What are you wearing today?
Oh,
Oh,
baby. You know why? Tell me if you know what you don't understand.
What don't I understand?
I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
The Knickerbockers are in round 2 of the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. Over a decade. And
Not under a decade. Over a decade.
Demolished Cleveland. Nobody gave them a chance except a few New Yorkers and me and you. Other than that, nobody. So this is what it is. The New York Football Jets, the New York Baseball Metropolitans, and New York Knickerbockers will lead the way in and through the playoffs. And all 2 other teams will also be in the playoffs this year. That's what they're setting precedents for. Guys like Randall, he wants to play even when his foot's broken. He still comes out and plays. These guys don't do load management bullshit. What is that stuff? I want you to explain that to me. What I don't understand, what the fuck, excuse me, is road management. Load management.
Load management.
I didn't understand. Okay.
Yeah, listen, the NBA season is 84 games, if I'm not correct, right?
82.
82 games. Okay.
82. Yes.
So, and contrary to popular belief, basketball is a contact sport. These guys knock the you know what out of each other on a daily basis. So, because this is happening and they're running up and down the court, and they're afraid from past experience, you're going to get ACL injuries, you're going to get ankle turns, ankle breaks. So they try to save these guys for the playoffs.
Oh. But let me tell you
something. There's your load management. But the thing of it is, when you get to the playoffs, there is no load management. So in the day, you would have 5 guys and a 6-man. Now you've got 7, maybe 8 guys who rotate in. But when you get to the playoffs, which everybody does except for 8 teams, the load management goes out the window. The good news for the Knicks is they don't need no stinking load management.
That's what I'm telling you. And here's what I don't like about the load management. I'm sure other people have a lot of problems with it. First of all, Milwaukee tried that. They sat their whole team for 10 days, and they're out of the playoffs with Miami, the number 8 seed, beating the number 1 seed because they weren't playing well together when the playoffs began. So they got, and that's what it takes. It takes momentum. You don't do this in any other sport. You don't load manage. I mean, once in a while, a team will be up by 15 games or something in baseball, and they sit a few guys out for the last 3-4 games. But that's it. And that's a 162 game season. But here's what I'm saying. Basketball prices are arguably, I don't even know if it's arguable anymore, are higher than even NFL prices for tickets. They're insane what it costs to have a decent thing. So you get some guy making $40,000 a year who wants to take his family to a game. He struggles to get it. He puts it together. He gets his 2 kids himself and maybe his wife, or maybe his wife stays home, and they go to the game. And LeBron's not playing because load management. And and Kawhi is not in town because his foot stepped on a nail 7 years ago, and he feels pain in his foot today.
These guys, they're not hockey players.
No,
they're not hockey players.
But the Knicks, up until a serious injury, which anyone understands, you're out like that. Randall didn't miss a game all season. Jalen Brunson didn't miss a game, 2 games all season. Quickly, every game. Barrett, every game but 5, because they're Knickerbockers.
Well, yeah, and listen, Tibbs rotates guys in a lot.
He does. If you don't, that's the load management. You want load management? Rotate in your
cut the playing time. You're trying to get a cohesive thing going, because basketball is probably the one sport that it's not, if you're not a cohesive unit with your 6 guys,
I understand that way.
You're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, completely.
So I understand why Miami succeeded. I understand why the Bucks didn't. I understand why they use load management. Not a fan of it. The better way to do it is what you said: rotate guys in, and if they really need a break, fine, let them sit a game, but not like games at a stretch.
No, one game every month, maybe. Not even that. One game every month. Come on.
Now
you're getting paid. They get paid more money in that one game than most guys make in a year, girls make in a year. Ever.
In one game. Very true.
One game.
Very true.
And they're sitting out. Shut up.
They probably, if they were better at load management, they would be one thing. Now, what can help you when you're having a little load management going on?
Oh, my goodness. You know what? I think you need to explain something real quick, because what helps me, I took, but it's not here. Give me 1 minute. Fill the gap.
Fill the gap.
All right, I'm going to fill the gap.
While he goes and gets our sponsor, who is going to, it's this thing. Let me tell you something, folks. Load management is about balance. It's about knowing when you need that burst of energy. Now, there's proper ways to go about it, right? In the NBA, they sit a bunch of guys for weeks on end. That's not really balancing your load management, because you're taking yourself out of the flow, out of shape. You're not keeping your flow moving. The whole trick is to keep your blood pumping, the flow moving, and manage yourself that way. So when you need that burst of energy, when you need that certain something to maximize your flow, to give you that maximum effort, okay? When you need something like that, this is when you go into your medicine cabinet or your cabinet in the kitchen or in the bedroom by the nightstand, and you bring up this stuff.
The first thing you bring out, because
Irwin, show them what Irwin makes, Mark.
There
show
it
them
is.
what Irwin makes.
Nitric oxide pre-sport. Look at that.
Tell me what that does.
Okay, so this is what is it called? A blood flow stimulator. A blood flow stimulator. Not phony drugs, not any chemicals in it. Pure nature is in this bottle. And what it does is open up and soften your vessels and allow the blood to flow through, stream through. Puts nitrous oxide, which is what we have in the air, but just sometimes not enough of to get it. And there we go. It's in it. If someone was having, God forbid, ever a heart attack, and I was a medic, so I know this, that you would inject them with nitrous oxide or give them a nitrous oxide.
But when you take one of these pills, what does that inject you with?
Well, then, because, I'm a little bit over 40 or 50 or whatever. And I've never felt the low, but it might be. And I'm pretty strong feeling about this. It might be because I take Libido Max.
Libido Max.
For active men. And let me tell you something.
You're active.
Yes, I am. You knew that. Okay.
I'll tell you else who's active.
You knew I was coming. Active men. This has ginseng, mecha root. It has ashwagandha, zinc, all the good stuff that you want.
How do you spell ashwagandha?
Ashwagandha is
I'm kidding. Hey, listen.
So
basically, you get you the energy you need, right?
So you don't need those blue pills or this.
No.
This. You just take a maintenance, just like you do if you need vitamin C for your immune system, just like zinc, which is in this, by the way. For colds, you take your stuff that your body naturally produces or accumulates by eating good foods, and you supplement. That's the way to do it. You supplement. You want to know what else you do? Yeah, it's one of those nights. And for me, it's 3 or 4 times a week. And I'm going to be married 23 years at the 19th of this month. I remember the date, the 19th of May. Yes. So I may still be married for 23 years at that point. Yeah, and like,
if you take that
like the Knickerbockers who have a giant bounce in their step right now. Yeah. I gotta bounce, ding, because
you gotta bounce.
Steel Libido Red, baby. Steel Libido Red. This you take a few extra one day, a half hour before you feel it coming on, and it will come on.
You know who was coming on last night? The New York Mets came on last night.
So let's celebrate this right here and move on
because they were down. They were down.
And they had no reason to be down. And
but they were not out.
Down. It was the kind of down that should have knocked him out because they were up by 4 and the guy hits a grand slam in the 8th. Come on. What do the Mets do? Tell us, Jeff Steve.
They bounce back.
Thank you.
They bounce back. They don't fold. The Mets don't fold.
No.
They have that extra energy. Maybe they took libido max. Who knows?
I have it by good authority. I have it by good authority that they're fans of Irwin.
Listen, who's not a fan of Irwin? So at the end of the day, all of a sudden, they're down 8-7. Then Pete, who doesn't have to jack one, hits one in the gap, ties the game, right? And then McNeil
hits one in the opposite gap, too.
Opposite gap.
In the opposite field, and he drives it just as hard as he would drive it pulling. Because why?
Don't have to hit it out.
With the ball deep in the zone, and then
get the run in
to the plate. Where you know what he did also? He hit them where they
ain't.
Oh,
imagine that.
How about
and
that?
And then McNeil comes up, misses it by that much, but hey, the triple scores Pete chugging around.
And he was moving. He was moving. You don't want to stop that thing going at that speed. No way.
Pete coming around third is scary.
And then I'll tell you what the biggest excitement of the whole Pete coming around third. You have. If you notice, Cookie, is that his name? Cookie Rojas?
No.
Oh, it's not anymore. Who is it?
Okay. It's Cora's brother. It's Joey.
Thank you. Alex Cora. Okay.
No, Joey.
Joey Cora. That Cora. That's the Cora. What you don't understand is it's Joey Cora.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. When he comes around and he's waving him in, as he's waving him in, he's doing this.
Yeah. Backing up.
He's backing up.
Backing up. Let me tell you something.
He doesn't want any of that coming around.
That's like a freight train. The wheels are coming off the rails.
You'll see him when Lindor comes around. He's right there. He's going go. But anytime it's him, he's 10 feet back. Because here comes the steamroller.
Oh, because listen, Pete could fall on his face. So you
never know. And I've seen him fall. So
we've seen him fall.
But here's the beauty of this.
When he does that headfirst slide.
Oh, that's scary. I don't like it either. But here's the beauty of that last night. On top of all that, team play, all the right moves by Mr. Buck. Uncle Steve excited in the stands. We don't have Diaz to close that ninth.
All year long, bud. Problem.
What don't you understand? What you don't understand is we have Dave Robertson. And this guy.
I like having Dave. We need Dave.
This guy is saving the season right now. I'm telling you right by. I don't know how long he'll do it, but he has been by far the best guy out of the pen, and he's been put in the toughest position. Now, once we figure out how to do the 7 and 8 instead, because it affects that. Once we figure that out, we're going to be good because we're having trouble in the 6, 7, 8.
We can't. What their thought process was before Diaz got hurt was they could alternate Ottavino 7-8, Robertson 7-8, Diaz comes in, slams it shut. Boom. Once in a while, Drew Smith maybe, but with him out, they've been juggling. Buck is juggling. They're going to find it. That was a huge win last night for this.
Yes, because the Braves are coming into town. We picked up a game. We should have overtaken them already. We lost 4 straight. We have to mention that. We did lose 4 straight.
How many games out are we?
In 10 years. What?
How many games out?
2. 2 games out this morning. 4-game series, which I'm told there's going to be a lot of rain in your neck of the woods.
It's threatening rain right now.
That's what I hear. So we may not get all 4 games.
May not get them in. I don't like headers.
We could be 2 games up at the end.
Look, I'm going to point to last year and the year before that, but more really obviously recency last year, being in first place from April all the way till the 3rd week of September when it counted the most. And the Braves hung in and kept winning. Well, now the Braves are going, hey, we won 8 in a row. How the hell are the Mets, who lost 4 in a row, only 2 games away?
That's right.
I like it this way. I like it this way.
I don't love it this way. I don't hate it this way.
I like it.
I don't.
I like it.
I can't say I like it. I tell you why I don't like
Makes
it.
them hungry, makes them
But-
want it, and puts the fear for once in the other shoe. Not us going, oh crap. Can we hold
Here they
on?
come. Here they
now
come.
it's the
here they come.
Braves.
No, I want to run them down, but I'd like to leave this weekend at least tied. At least tied, if not.
Sure.
You know, so
My point is, when we get Ohtani,
we got to win 3 out of 4 to tie it. this
slam it
weekend,
shut.
if we get it. But I say something right now.
What's that?
McNeil,
Yeah.
Nimmo,
Yeah.
they're going to battle for the batting championship title by the end of the year.
Could easily be.
They'll both be in the running of it because
Back
Nimmo
to
is
back.
hitting for average like never before, and he's doing it because he's completely using every piece of his artillery from the one corner to the other corner of the diamond, like this. He's running, he's bunting, he's smiling.
Who has more fun? Who
Let me
has
ask
more fun than Nimmo?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Has there ever been a faster man from home to first on a walk?
No one.
No one ever.
No one.
Ever in baseball history. Okay?
I don't think there's a sole player in the 10 years that he's been, well, he's only been playing for 7 years he's been with the Mets against anybody in the league that runs to first sprint on a walk except him.
That's it. That's it. But now they all hustle. There's not a guy on this team who's a lackadaisical guy.
It's
They are
contagious.
hustlers. They're what?
It's contagious. Hustle.
It is. And I'll tell you, Lindor has a lot to do with that too. He smile
You
on
know
his
who
face
else
like
surprisingly does? Here's a surprise. Guy doesn't play every day. Doesn't play every day. And he's not the fast. He is by far and away not a fast person. But I'll tell you who hustles. Daniel Vogelback.
Vogelback, baby.
Running.
3 hits last night too, and running them out. And Buck was going to pull him out, but he said, "Yeah, let him run."
Yeah, let him run.
He scored. You know,
So-
pretty amazing.
Before we run to the next subject, let's go back to our sponsor one more time over
You
here.
got it. Yeah, let me do a triple thing. So let me just show you the way it goes. Nitric oxide,
Okay.
with your vitamins
Right.
after food.
Right.
Libido Max.
Yeah.
Keep it ready. Keep the energy up. Keep going for active men. Be an active man, because if you're not active, you're done, guys. Okay. And then 2, 3, 4 times a week, if you're ready for it, steal Libido Red. And let me tell you something. There will be red lights everywhere.
I bet you sleep
Steal.
well after that stuff.
Oh, when that goes south for the night, and it takes
Yeah.
a while, but when it does, you're out. And your
sleep.
your significant other
And you know what?
is very happy.
Let me
Or
tell you
he
something.
is very happy.
That's listen, and that, and listen, you can't knock a good 8 hours of sleep.
Gotta get 7 or 8 hours every night. You gotta get
All right. So last night was the NFL draft.
Okay, and I'm gonna leave this off with one more bouncing of the Knickerbockers, just so you know what I was feeling. This bounce in my step, as you noticed, from
feel the
Irwin
bounce in your step.
to the New York Football Jets. And
Now
I'm going to tell you a story. Are you ready?
But
What you don't understand is
I don't understand.
what you don't understand is
Ah.
the New York Jets announcing the pick last night of the 15th pick of the draft was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. And not
Dude.
just because of who we picked, who I am a big fan of in the first place. Okay.
Yeah.
But 10 seconds to go before the pick is in, the commissioner, what's his name?
He announces the kid.
What's the commissioner's name? Goodell?
Goodell.
Yeah,
Goodell.
Roger. So he announces this kid, and he
Right.
talks about the Make-A-Wish Foundation,
Right.
wonderful foundation, everything. And there's this kid, and the kid's being quiet, but he's going like this, and he's getting
Oh, he's going.
excited,
You know what?
bursting.
You would think, and at that age, folks, you don't want to be taking this stuff, but you would think like that kind of energy you would get from like
You thought
guys.
he was fueled. You thought he was fueled up. You thought he was
I
ready.
mean, you would
to
think
go.
he would listen.
But-
if he was 50, you'd think he was on libido max.
Yes, you would.
But he's 11.
wasn't. Instead, he's 6 months recovered from bone cancer.
Bone cancer,
at
dude.
13. And he comes over to the mic and he's a little shy, and Roger pushes the mic down, and then he starts saying, I've been wanting to do this, and this is what I blah blah blah.
Yeah.
With the 15th pick of the draft.
Correct.
The New York Jets. He goes out of his mind, tears
Out of his mind.
Everyone's eye. Everybody's eyes are in tears, and he's going crazy. And he picks who? Who do we pick? Tell us, Steve.
So the fit now. I'm gonna be measured here. Okay, I'm gonna be measured. Okay, before we picked a
Like
guy.
me?
What's that?
Measured like me?
Oh yeah, measured like you. So Will McDonald, not the first, not the second, not the third. Will McDonald, the fourth, right?
Pedigree.
Iowa State.
Pedigree.
The Cyclones, who, by the way, Reese Hall played with. These guys were teammates.
Thank you.
Okay, so they used him weird there because he's tall. He's 6'4".
Right.
And he's about 240, so he's not beefy. And they had him inside, which is kind of weird. We're gonna stick him on the outside.
We are
on an edge, probably rotationally. Listen, I like the kid. I like the player. I don't like where he was taken. But, and here's the caveat, I really think we ended up being in a tight spot, and I'm for a couple of reasons. And here's the couple of reasons. The first reason is we had to have Aaron Rodgers, and Woody, who negotiated this deal, because this is not a Joe Douglas deal, decided let's flip the 13 and 15. It's only 2 slots. What's the big deal? Well, when you're looking at a tackle, which they were, and they had one guy in mind, and there's only 3 on the board, we got lucky one got pushed up, but still, you're taking a big risk just moving down, okay? That, not only did he do that, but Woody didn't understand. Woody, what you don't understand.
I don't know that it was Woody.
No, hold on. Woody made this deal. What Woody didn't understand was we went from 13 to 15, normally not a big deal. Who was at 14? The Patriots.
Broderick
The New England
Jones.
Patriots.
Who took Broderick Jones?
Who did not take Broderick Jones?
No.
The New England Patriots, who sat there and went, huh. And when I say they, I mean Bill Belichick. I don't really want Broderick Jones. And the 5 guys that are on the board right now, I don't love any of them. I like them a lot. I don't need to have one of them. Should I take one of them? Should I take Broderick Jones because I need a tackle? No, you know what? Let me really screw over the Jets and help me. And he picks up the phone and he makes calls. Hey, you guys want to trade up to 15? Yeah. You going to take Broderick Jones? No. You going to take No. You got
14.
The Steelers. You want to take Broderick Jones? You got yourself a deal. And the Steelers jump up, take Broderick Jones, and now the Jets war room is going, what do we do? What do we do? And they're panicked. And they're trying to trade down, which is why the clock went almost over.
Yes, they were.
All the way to 0, trying to trade down. Nobody wants to come up to 15 because there really wasn't anybody to jump for. So they're stuck, and they had to make a choice. And their choice was they liked this kid a lot.
They were jumping up and down in the war.
Dude, they were doing the Family Feud, jumping up and down when somebody gives an answer, and you're like, good answer.
Okay, let me explain something to you.
No. Look, this kid was a legitimately 25 to 32 pick, legitimately, and that's where they were trying to get to. That's where they were, but they couldn't, and so they thought, I'll reach because we don't want to miss this kid at 43 because they will miss him at 43. So they took him. So I don't hate the pick. I don't love the pick. I like the player. I just think they forced themselves into a hole.
Let me tell you why, Jet Steve. what you don't understand about this is, let me
Okay.
tell you why.
Why?
Because when you're building a team and the New York Jets are building a team, Jets, Jets. Let me tell you something about what you do. You find your weaknesses, if there are any. Outside edge rushing, outside speed, length, all that. The one thing in the linebacker crew we're missing. Carl Lawson, pretty good, or whatever his name is. The guy,
Yeah, but he's an edge.
but he's an edge rusher. He's not. He
So
can't.
is this
drop back.
guy.
This guy can drop back into pass routes. This
No,
guy
he's not
can
a,
cover
no,
a
he's
tight.
not.
This
That's
guy
not
can
his
cover a
thing.
tight end. This
Not his
guy.
thing.
This
He's an
guy.
edge guy. This guy's
is-
like Lawson, like Huff, like Jermaine Johnson.
This guy reminds me of Lawrence Taylor. That's who this guy reminds me of. A
Man,
young
how many
Lawrence
of those things? How many of those things did you take this morning?
Taylor.
Hey, listen,
They don't mess
we're
with
getting close on time here, so
Okay.
I don't want to miss out on something very important. Pearls of wisdom.
pearls of wisdom.
Do you have something for me?
If the sun rises, I have a pearl of wisdom.
All right,
Okay?
I'm ready.
And I'm going to let you know what that pearl of wisdom is.
Do you need a commercial break to think of one?
I don't. I'm ready to go. I'm burning under the. I already.
Well, now I know why. All right.
Okay.
There you,
Let me tell you something.
yeah.
I'm going to tell you something about family today, and you understand.
Okay, good.
now.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Here's what you have to do with family, because family can be all the way over here and all the way over here, and in between there can be all kinds of waves and ruffles and disagreements and this.
Family.
It's family, but you don't give up on family, because family is going to be there forever. You don't choose your mother, you don't choose your child. Okay? You choose someone, you can unchoose. You're brought in, you choose to have a child usually, not
Or
always.
you could adopt.
Or you could adopt, and then it's not really choosing. You're not going there to pick out a specific. You want to adopt and help things, so you're bringing it in, and you love that child the same way.
Of course.
I'll hope. But when you start to get on that petty stuff, because okay, in my family, let's give an example. I lean a little bit to the right.
You might want to change the names to protect the innocent. Or well, when I say that, I mean yourself. Is what I mean.
Okay, I'm not gonna name anybody.
No.
But the rest of my family, okay, here's the midpoint.
Yeah.
They're out there. They're out there so far. They fell off that. Yeah, I can't. Mousy tongue is looking for them and can't see them. Okay, so what do you do? Is you try to reel them in? What do? You learn that what's more important is the love underneath, and that's something I want to give you about today. So family, and I'm going to make this a little broader. Family is also about humanity. And family is about understanding that some people in your own family, right back home, feel this way and some feel that way. If either way, the object of the message that they're feeling inside is love, is understanding, is compassion. It doesn't matter if they think it's this way that they get it or that way that they get it. Somewhere in the middle is the truth. It's never the truth out on the right or out on the left, ever. And don't believe anyone who tells you that it is. It's not. It's in the middle. So we had the ending of a show last night, and that ending of the show was that late show by that James Corden guy. Very funny guy. But he ended it with saying, "Remember, America, you're the inspiration to the world. I grew up in England," he said, "and you're the inspiration. And what always made you inspirable is that you all found a way to get along and love each other and be. Come on, guys, get to it. Treat everyone as if they're part of your family. your isolated family, your extended family. That's the way to do it. The only time you can get mad at someone is if they're not a Jet, Nick, or Met fan. That's understandable, but you don't have to hate. But you don't have to hate them. They're just wrong. That's okay. So
you have arguments. That's part of life.
Part of life.
Part of life. All right.
That's
well, listen.
why the Mets, the Jets, and the Knicks are all bringing home the championship this year. Why? They're family. Okay?
Family.
And that's your pearl of wisdom for the day.
That's the pearl of wisdom.
Thank
well
you very
done.
much.
I gotta go. You gotta go. What you don't understand is
that's Uncle Jack
Steve
there. Right there. And Mark Blanchard right here. Peace for now.
See you next time. Adios.